because I would do spots late at the Comedy Cellar, and that's when Dave would be there. And so I would, you know, do my set and then watch his set, and then we would hang out, talk jokes and stuff afterwards. So I was very fortunate in that way because he's an all-time great.
Oh, he's one of my favorite comics of all time.
He's one of my favorite people too. He really is. I don't see him that much anymore because I don't put in late at the Cellar, but just really great times, man. Really great times.
He's a wonderful guy.
Yeah.
And he's so sweet to everybody. Like when he does clubs, he brings candy for the waitresses and stuff. He's just so nice, man. Like in that, all that guy cares about is stand-up comedy.
Yeah.
His stand-up comedy.
Yeah.
You know, he came here and like he takes care of his mom in New York, and and all he cares about is just getting up and doing jokes.
Yeah.
And his attitude was like, yeah, I want to go on early. These young guys, like, let them have their spots. I don't want to interrupt. I don't want to get in the way. I'm just going to come in and just work on my new stuff. And so he'll get up at 1 o'clock in the morning.
Yeah.
So it's like 1 o'clock in the morning in the Cellar. There's 14 people there, and it's Dave Attell's on stage, one of the best comics that's ever lived.
It's unreal.
And he's there because that's when he wants to go up.
Right.
Like he can go up at 9 p.m.
He can do whatever he wants.
Hot crowd and just murder every night with old material.
Yeah.
He does not.
Nope.
No, he's a fucking real pro.
He likes to go on late, and it's unbelievable.
Yeah, and it's really a great example for up-and-coming comics.
Yeah.
You get to see how that guy does it.
Yeah.
Because you just like, when you think you're pretty good, you think and you know he's going up to a tired crowd.
I had a thing where I was opening for him at the Wilbur in Boston, and for some reason they didn't have a liquor license or something. So it was at the
Wilbur did
it didn't for some reason when we were there.
Oh, okay.
So it was a two-man show. I was going up, and then I was bringing him up. And there's no liquor. So I was like, oh, this is probably going to be pretty tough. So I go up and do 20, and I'm murdering. I'm killing really hard, and I bring him up. And then I'm sitting on the side of the stage, kind of feeling good about myself. I go, you know what? Time is coming.
I got it.
I'm doing pretty good for myself. The way that I slayed that cold crowd was pretty awesome. I think I'm on my way. And then I started just listening to him and the laughs he was getting. And I was getting laughs, but he was just getting, you know, the depth of the laughter. And with every joke was hitting harder and harder, and his setups were hitting, and then the punchlines obviously hitting, and then two tags on the end hitting. It's like the guy does comedy the way that Pacquiao used to fight. He would like hit you and then turn 2 more times, turn you, and then 2 or 3 more times, and then get out. And you're like, the guy's just like on the ground by that point. So he's doing that, and I'm just listening, and it's like, I'm at the Cellar late, so I know the material, but he's doing material I haven't heard before, and he's murdering at a level that's just crazy. And at the end of it, it's like none of those people in that crowd even remembered who I was. It's like, that's how good he is.
Yeah, they leave the show go, oh my God, Dave Attell's the best. The first guy was okay. The first guy's pretty funny.
I don't even think they remembered there was a first guy.
Yeah.
It's like, that's how hard he hits.
Yeah, he went up at the Improv one night, and it was the Improv in Hollywood, and it was a pretty late show, and I had gone on earlier in the night, and then I saw Dave at the bar. I'm like, what's up? What's going on? When are you going up? He's like, going up. And the crowd was kind of tired, and a couple people went up, and you know, like when you have a late show, like a 10 p.m. show, when it gets like 11:30, 12 o'clock, people are checking their watch. They got to be up at 7, and they start thinking about leaving. Right. And then I was like, wow, this crowd's getting... It's kind of done. Night's done. Right. And Attell went up, and it was like he plugged the audience back into the electricity. It's like, and just fucking murdered, effortless murdering, and just tag after tag. And I remember sitting in the back going, my God, this guy's a treasure.
A treasure is the right word for him. He's a treasure. National treasure.
National treasure. And I don't think enough people understand it. Like, he should be in arenas. Yeah. Dave Attell should be selling out Madison Square Garden anytime he wants to, instantly. Right. And he's doing clubs, and he loves it. And he's happy. Right. He's like a real club comic. He likes doing all the sets. He likes doing 4 shows in a weekend. He likes it.
Yeah.
He's
unbelievable. And he's not a fame guy either. No. Like, he's not a fame guy. Like, he'll talk to me. He'll talk to, like, he's not a fame guy at all. We were at the Cellar. You know, the Cellar, it's like Chris Rock will come there. Like, he's not there all the time, but it's not, you know, if you see Chris Rock there, you know, it's not crazy. Yeah, it's not uncommon. Chappelle, the same way. If you see him there, it's not crazy. Seinfeld once in a while. But Adam Sandler was there one time, and it's like they sit at the back table, and you could just feel the energy when there's somebody like a Chappelle or a Chris Rock back. The energy kind of changes. Like people perk up. The people who are there eating, everybody notices. The comics start, their antennas go up, and I understand, you know, the energy. So Adam Sandler happens to be back there, and he's never there. And Dave walks in with his, you know, goes to the bar to get his coffee or whatever, hood up, and Adam Sandler goes, Dave. And Dave's just in his own world. Attell. And finally he comes up to him and goes, hey, Dave. He goes, hey, what's up, Adam? And then he goes, how you doing, man? Doing pretty good. How are you? Good. And then he goes outside and smokes. He just cuts out and goes outside. Everybody's like angling to see if they can talk to Adam Sandler, and Adam Sandler's like screaming Dave's name until he gets his attention. How are you? Pretty good. Good, man. Okay. And then he goes out and smokes on the porch. It's it's classic, man.
He's a real comics comic.
Yeah.
Like the best version of a comics, like a master of his craft who doesn't get the appreciation that he deserves and who is universally respected by his peers.
Yeah.
That's Dave.
Yeah. Absolutely. He is.
Yeah,
so
he's one of the greats of all time in my mind.
Me too.
It's so important to have guys like that around.
Yeah.
And the guys in New York are so fortunate. And unfortunately also he has a lot of babies. Like what Patrice would call babies. It was like someone who like copies your style. You'll hear guys talking like this. They have a setup and a punchline.
I know.
It sounds like Dave.
You got to stop listening to him. I did that for a while too. It's like you got to stop listening to him. You got to stop after a while, and it's hard because you want to go, because he'll turn you if you're watching him. It's like he'll turn you. When you're watching another comic, you'll go, what's his angle on this? Right. What's his angle on this? I'm curious to see what his angle is on. Even Chris Rock, some of the greats, you know. But with Attell, if you go down with that mindset, like, I wonder what his angle is on this. After 3 jokes, you just become a fan because you're gut laughing. Right. You're gut laughing like the rest of the people in the crowd. You know what I mean? So it's that. He turns you into a comedy fan.
And then the problem is you go on thinking about his act, and then you compare your own material. Like, oh my God, I hate my jokes now.
Oh my God, that's the biggest thing. It's like his throwaway stuff is is better than your main stuff.